What? Today, the Olympics are here to lighten the mood. Tokyo Olympics 2020 are set to begin tonight. That and more in our bulletin here today, but first, let's take a look at the highlights.
The news headlines in association with
Ahead on trending news today, protests break out in Karatina following the arrest of Mathira MP Rigathi Gachagua. A notice of closure for fumigation or is it blocking interviews that were scheduled to begin on Friday at the LSK boardroom. The LSK woes continue. And Tokyo Olympics 2020 begin today, the 15th time. Right, the hashtag is trending news at LookUpTV on Facebook, LookUpTV on Twitter, and the SMS number is 20374. And talk to me, tell me what's trending, what are your expectations of the 85 people who are going to be participating, representing Kenya in the Tokyo Olympics this year, starting from today. And the bulletin begins now. Following the arrest of Mathira Member of Parliament Rigathi Gachagua this morning by DCI officers, his arrest has led to riots in Karatina, with protesters blocking Nyeri Nairobi Highway. Brenna Moaina reports.
Gachagua was picked up by DCI officers at 6 a.m. and driven away to Nairobi. It is not clear why he has been arrested, but Gachagua is fighting corruption allegations by state institutions. It is reported that detectives are piecing together details of how he registered 49 companies that he allegedly used to trade with various agencies in an intricate web that saw him win tenders worth more than 12 billion, claims that Gachagua has denied. In some instances, he has said he was acting as a trustee of several companies listed as beneficiaries of his wealth. The legislator says the allegations are politically sponsored. Via a Facebook post on Friday, Gachagua said dozens of DCI officers raided his Nyeri home to face up charges of money laundering. Some of his bank accounts were frozen to allow the police to investigate the source of the 12.5 billion that flowed through the accounts. He is suspected of using proxies to fraudulently secure tenders through 22 companies, with himself as the sole beneficiary. His arrest has brought about protests in Karatina, with protesters blocking Nyeri Nairobi Highway. Police were deployed to disperse the protesters and clear the road. Brian Amuai, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Right, those are protesters there in Karatina following the arrest of Mathira MP Rigathi Gachagua. And moving on, prosecution of 2 High Court judges who were arrested and released over corruption allegations on Thursday. Waris Kimathi has the details. And apologies for that. That was the story of the Cancer Task Force that is set to hold public hearings in Mombasa County starting from today. And we move on. Former Machakos Senator Johnson Muthama has announced that he will be running for Machakos governor seat in 2022. Muthama, in a tweet, noted that he fits the job as he has been receiving requests from people of Machakos asking him to return to leadership. Muthama served as the first senator of Machakos between 2013 and 2017. Our reporter Carol Wangari Wanjiru has the report.
Former Machakos Senator Johnson Muthama has announced that he now has his eyes set to become the next Machakos County boss. The new entrant in the race is expected to complicate matters for other potential candidates, including Wiper Party's Wavinya Ndeti, in a quest to who will become the next Machakos governor. In a tweet, Muthama, who is currently chairman of DP William Ruto-led Party, stated that he had taken a break from politics after serving as the first senator of Machakos between 2013 and 2017, a move that makes him fit for the job, as he has been receiving requests from the people of Machakos asking him to return to leadership. Muthama worked as key ally of Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka and financer of the party. This is after he refused to work with DP William Ruto, a union that Muthama was highly in support of. In January last year, Muthama announced that a Ruto-Kalonzo deal was in the offing, but the former vice president dismissed the claim. Muthama had influenced Kalonzo's political direction from the year 2007 when he ran for presidency and teamed up with Mwai Kibaki the following year to become his vice president. In 2013-2017 polls, Muthama was a key deal maker in handing Raila the presidential ticket with Kalonzo as his deputy. Carol Wangari Wanjiru, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Right, and we move on. The Task Force on Cancer Management has begun plans to begin holding public hearings in Mombasa County. The officials of this task force, met with leaders of Coastal General Hospital, where they toured the current and the new construction building underway for the cancer center at the hospital. Earlier on, the task force held a forum in Meru County. Our reporter Keith Gitonga with more on that report.
The Task Force on Cancer Management is currently holding a public hearing in Mombasa County on clinical reforms to help in the formulation of recommendations that will guide in clinical reform initiatives aimed at improving cancer prevention, diagnosis, and treatment in the country. The task force aims to collect views from other stakeholders, including members of the public. Earlier on, the task on 10th May 2021 held a public hearing in Meru County at the Kamundi Hall, where it engaged with key stakeholders drawn from the regions with the highest cancer burden in the country. The task force has already held consultative forums with cancer service providers, related sector actors before starting the initiative. The participants in the Meru County Forum included cancer survivors whom they called for increased access to medical care, arguing that equipping sub-county hospitals with adequate medicine and specialists will go a long way in containing the cancer problem. The attendees called for the decentralization of cancer services by enhancing the capacity of sub-county hospitals. They also urged the government to consider waiving charges for cancer medication in any effort to cushion vulnerable families. In a press statement released by the Ministry of Health, these hearings will help the task force come up with policies to guide efforts to improve cancer diagnosis and treatment in the country. Their statement reads, the task force will hold the public hearings in Mombasa today at the Complex Hall, Moi Avenue of Aga Khan Walk, which will commence at 9 a.m. Owing to the COVID-19 prevention protocols and social distancing considerations, the number of attendees during today's public hearing will be limited to 1/3 of the capacity of the hall. Keith Gitonga, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
And now on to this warning that the DCI is passing to Kenyans across the country. Cases have emerged of a new form of crime targeting car buyers. It is an intricate and well-coordinated robbery devoid of violence. Police and the DCI are lifting the lead on why getting your car from an online car vendor could actually be a stolen car.
DCI has issued a warning about a new crime trend in Murang'a and Kiambu counties in which victims have been misled into buying stolen cars. According to police report released on Thursday, thieves who act as legitimate customers hire cars solely to forge the documentation and sell them. The cons go ahead to fake the identity of genuine car owners, making it difficult for their potential clients to detect any mismatch. When customers demand the car logbook to be transferred in their name, the crime is detected. It is at this time that the buyers realize they were duped, which may be a little too late, with none of the sellers picking up calls. According to the cops, car hire agents who realize their vehicle's return date is overdue notify the police only for the cars to be recovered from the hands of innocent victims. Several such incidents, according to the DCI, have been reported to their customer service desk and social media in the last few days. This caution adds to the warning issued previously by the DCI on existing fraudulent online vendors who trade without any physical addresses or locations, some of whom transact in stolen or counterfeit products that often get victims in trouble with the law. Angelique Opingo, Look Up TV.
And that story by Angelique Opingo takes us to our very fast break. But keep texting. The SMS number is 20374 at Look Up TV on Twitter, Look Up TV on Facebook. Remember, the Olympics are starting today. What is it that you want to tell Kenyans who are participating? The 85 Kenyans who are participating in 6 sports. We take a very short break. Don't go too far.
The news headlines in association with
The DCI has issued a warning about a new crime trend in Murang'a and Kiambu counties in which
Welcome to Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. When you first come in, we will be happy to receive you at our reception, then proceed to our cozy and well-equipped accommodation facilities. We aim to provide our guests with a unique, comfortable and worthwhile experience. Here at Look Up Guest House, we provide our guests with a continuous supply of room amenities. A cool environment for all your retreat activities.
Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. For reservation, contact us on info@lookupguesthouse.org or call us on 0746 788 707. On the next episode of Kids Connection.
In our study today, I want to show you some of the activities I do with my mom during weekends. But my mom is not around, it's just me and Anne. Let's check on our study.
Hi kids, my name is Jasmine Anyambura and today I'll be preparing spaghetti, fried beef and vegetables.
This is what I've been asking to be done during the weekends.
Kids Connection, Saturdays from 9 a.m. only on Look Up TV. On the next episode of Why I Did It.
It has almost been 1 year since the Great Transformation, and for Mark Mbudhie, hope, freedom and a changed life is the slogan that he lives by, knowing all too well that the drug recovery process is an everyday journey.
Once you've taken something, you feel like you need it more. I could skip even education for just those things to sell and make my own money.
So you were peddling within the school or outside?
Within and outside. It led to a moment whereby even sometimes I was almost looked for by the area of the South Sea area, the cops.
Why I Did It, Saturdays from 8 p.m. only on Look Up TV.
You guys have to tweet about this. What phone is this? Hey, looks good. How much is it? You haven't heard of the Optiven offer? No. I must excuse you, invest too. Optiven has this amazing offer. If you make a commitment of 900k in any of their value-added projects, you get rewarded with a cool smartphone, bro.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now. Now.
Lima here, ready to bring you trending news that are making conversations across Kenya, Africa, and the rest of the world. The hashtag is trending news at LookUpTV on Twitter, LookUpTV on Facebook. And you can also use the SMS number 20374. Tell me what's trending where you are at this hour. Let's continue with the bulletin. President Uhuru's term may be extended past August of 2022 if Kenya decides to postpone the general elections. African Union states can decide to postpone general elections due to public health concerns. According to the ruling by the Africa Court on Human and People's Rights, states must have their own legislation on the consequences of the expiry of term of office if elected officials and if the elections are not held.
According to an 11-judge bench sitting in Arusha, Tanzania, member states of the African Union can decide to postpone general elections due to public health concerns. If Kenya decides to follow the ruling by the consultation with health authorities and political actors, including representatives of civil society, accordingly, in principle, held. 78 countries across the world decide to postpone national and subnational elections due to COVID-19, while 52 other states decided to hold elections that were initially postponed. President Uhuru, together with former Prime Minister, are pushing the BBI if it succeeds. This comes at a time when KOTU boss Francis Atwoli has been vigorously championing the postponement of the 2022 general elections. Atwoli declared that IBC was not prepared to conduct an election that is free and fair, giving Mogoga and Kiambu polls as examples. Wangare Mwangi, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Wangari Mwangi, for that report. And moving on, the Law Society of Kenya offices were shut down today on Friday, July 23rd, for fumigation, according to a notice at the gate. However, LSK President Nelson Havi dismissed the notice, claiming that detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations were used by the state to lock down the offices. Harvey claimed that the move was initiated to block interviews that were scheduled to begin on Friday at the LSK boardroom. Harvey shared photos on Twitter where he maintained that the DCI was responsible for the shutdown of the LSK offices and the fumigation notice was just a ruse to derail the interviews. Right, and now we move on to some sporting action. As the Tokyo Olympics kick off today officially, Kenya is expected to compete at the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo. Originally scheduled to take place from 24th July to August 9th, 2020, the Games have been postponed to 23rd July to the 8th in 6 sports. That is athletics, boxing, rugby, swimming, volleyball, and taekwondo. On social media, hashtag Team Kenya, hashtag Tokyo 2020, hashtag Olympics are the hashtag used to cheer Kenyans taking part in the Olympics. And more on that sporting action. Kenya FIA rally stars are off to Tanzania for a third round of the African Rally Championship ARC, which will race in the Africa Rally Championship Tanzania on Saturday and on Sunday. Our very own Ocheng Sylvian with more on that sporting action.
Kimathi, Jeremy Wahome, and Amza Anwar, who was sponsored by Safaricom and Kenya Airways, toughened by the recent World Rally Championship, Safarali, are crossing the borders to chase the fame and fortune, giving their Ford Fiesta a second outing after last month's Safari Rally. The trio will be racing another FIA Rally Star program, an initiative of the International Automobile Federation which seeks to identify and fast-track careers of young drivers aged between 17 and 26 to become world-class racers by providing them with machines and opportunity to participate in selected World Rally Championship WRC rallies. Jeremy Wahome, Hamza Anwar, and Kimathi are some of the youngest drivers who featured in last month's World Rally Championship WRC Safari Rally that made a comeback in Kenya after 19-year absence. Wahome finished in 16th position and Anwar in 25th, while Kimathi retired at the final stage due to a mechanical problem.
The WRC was quite a long event and my main target was to finish. So it's not that I was completely conservative, but I still had a bit of a margin because I didn't really know the car and how I would cope with it. So now knowing that, the things I now know what areas I can push, what areas I can go faster. I also know the limits of the car, so I know how it takes jumps, how it takes corners. So those are the things I now make a short review and then tick off points that I now know I can push here.
This is the second time Hamza is taking part in the Africa Rally Championship after finishing 5th during Africa Rally Championship Equator Rally that was held in April this year, where Kimathi finished 8th.
I did the ARC Equator Rally on the 23rd to 25th April. I managed to finish 8th overall, first indigenous Kenyan. It was a challenging event, very tough, technical, lots of rain, muddy. It was quite the challenge to get through it.
So it's very nice it's a proud moment to represent Kenya. It's even now going to Tanzania as a team together. So for me, it makes me happy and to put my best foot forward to put Kenya on the map.
The Africa Rally Championship will also see Carl Flash Tundo, a 5-time winner of the Safari Rally and the winner of Africa Rally Championship Equator Rally, held in April, defend his title in Tanzania. He is also the 2019 Intercontinental Rally Challenge IRC champion, making him the only Kenyan winner of an IRC round. He was also among the drivers that Safaricom sponsored during the WRC Safari Rally. Look Up TV, Nairobi.
The report by Sylvian Ocheng brings us to a close here on Trending News. But before I go, I will just be reading 2 trending hashtags on Twitter. And the first one there is Robert Alai. And I'll be reading a few tweets in regard to the same. So, popular blogger Robert Alai has been arrested and accused of assaulting singer Ringtone. They seem to have an altercation there at the roadside. So he's been arrested and different people are chiming in. Lord Abraham Mutai says, I carry a rungu all the time in my car. All my friends do. Nothing new with Robert Alai carrying a rungu. It's not a weapon, it's a stick. And I'll read one other tweet. And Helen says, today the life of Robert Alai was saved by hustlers. He keeps insulting. And another trend that is making headlines at this hour is Rigathi Gachagua. This is the Mathira MP who was arrested today morning by DCI officers. Millicent Omanga, the nominated senator, says the arrest of Rigathi Gachagua is a sign of bad things to come. We are reaping the fruits of authoritarianism. I cry for my country. And Dennis Itumbi says by yesterday, DCI Kenya officers were saying they must keep him in over the weekend. Those are some of the sentiments from different people, and I'll be reading the last one there. And of course, Anna Hashim Kimemia says Moses Kuria has a higher profile than Rigathi Gachagua at the grassroots in Mount Kenya. So people just chiming in different things in regard to Rigathi Gachagua's arrest. And finally is the Olympics. So there are different countries that are waving their flags. I wonder if Kenyans are doing the same. I have not seen much. I can see Malaysia. Then I can also see South Africa. People arriving in style at the Olympics. And just, stamping that they're here, their presence around there. Different countries. Here we have Beijing, then here we have even South Sudan, different countries being proud, being good patriots of their respective countries. And that is how we conclude today's bulletin. But as I go, I'll be leaving you with a social experiment that has been done by an Asian right here in Nairobi to just see if the thieves who snatch phones when people are in Machakos, just how they aim. Take a look, and goodbye for now.
And we're gonna show you how phone snatchers are snapping my phone.
You have a target?
This is our first target. Look at this boy. He's looking at my phone and he's about to snatch my phone. He's just waiting for someone can go with. He found someone and he's coming with him. He's ready.
Run.
He was so fast and he grabbed my phone really hard. It took just 0.24 seconds. Let's do another one. They're working together. How do I know? Do you see that? Let's see again. Focus on red line t-shirt man. He's pointing at my phone. And the target is coming.
So a target is coming. A target. Hold your phone.
Yeah, you look cool, except your glasses. He just came to me, but he didn't snatch my phone. He's checking again and waiting for a chance. He didn't notice that I'm doing this. Hey, I know you. How are you? Let's go fast. Look, he has a team. I don't know how many people are with him, but I know they're working together. Yeah, you better run. You should run for this phone.
Run.
It took just 0.2 seconds. Look at this rider. Yeah, he was funny, you know that. Here's another target.
We have a target. Hold him later.
He's pretending like he doesn't know anything. But I know you're looking for a chance. He's checking again.
Okay. You see the guy in red? Yeah. He don't have any weapon.
Are you ready? Because he's ready to take my phone.
He's coming. Run.
You never do that! Huh? Don't do that again!
Don't do that again. By the way, this is a fake phone. I don't want to use my phone. I figured it out. They're working as a team. Focus on this red t-shirt man and black mask man. They're working together. And black mask man is giving a sign to his team. Like this. You've got a phone. And suddenly this man appeared. He's a snatcher.
You have a target? You have a target? Target.
They have a system. They have a role. He got a chance to take my phone.
You have a target to take it? Run.
They're so fast. And they're so smart. Look at this man. He's still here.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operations.